Presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Blackmore. We are Minnesota.
Beautiful afternoon for baseball at Target Field. Final game of the series between the Twins and the Detroit Tigers. And the Twins now looking up at 4 teams in the American League Central. It looked just a few days ago like they were ready to move into third place, but they'll hope to win the final game here against the second place Detroit Tigers. Dick and Bert with you for the series finale. In the last year or so, the Twins lost an awful lot of power out of the lineup. Delman Young, Michael Kadire, Jason Kubel, but they replaced them with guys that at least in their first year here at Target Field seem to be a little more apt to hit home runs here.
And I think that's one thing that we have seen over the 3-year period here at Target Field. In 2010, the Twins hit 52 home runs throughout the whole season. 2011, less than that. But this year, I think with the addition of Trevor Plouffe and then also Ryan Doumit, have really allowed the Twins to hit more home runs, but nobody has hit more home runs here at Target Field this year than Josh Willingham. Willingham hitting his 30th home run last night, a career high. This guy has brought a lot of power into that lineup.
And he is going to contend, it looks like, for the American League home run crown. That is if Miguel Cabrera doesn't win the home run crown and the batting average crown and the RBI crown. He's that good. He is that good. We'll be back with more on Miguel Cabrera when we come back.
Sports North is brought to you by your local Northland Ford dealers. Visit your local Northland Ford dealer or go to northlandford.com.
and by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards.
Twins and the Tigers in the deciding game of a 3-game series at Target Field this afternoon. Last night, Detroit beat the Twins 8-4 to square the series. Miguel Cabrera, as always, a big part of the Tiger offense, drove in 2 runs, now has 101 on the season. It's 9 consecutive seasons with 100 RBI. In fact, over those years, only Albert Pujols has driven in more runs in baseball. Only Mauer and Pujols have higher batting averages. This guy has quickly become one of the elite hitters in baseball.
Elite hitters and maybe the best hitter in all of baseball, Anthony, and this is one of the reasons why. When you look at a high RBI guy like Cabrera year in and year out, you have to be able to hit the ball all over the field. You can't just be full conscious. You see 46 hits the other way. The swing on the left side of the screen. This is a pitch 6 inches off the plate with runners in scoring position. He's looking for the ball away, shoots it away, RBI. The swing you just saw on the right side of the screen is a fastball in. He's able to cover both of those in the same ball game. Good pitches off the plate for a pitcher, end up being a double, and 3 RBIs for Cabrera. He's just one of them special hitters. He's just better than everybody else.
Cabrera has dominated the Twins in his career. .330, 22 homers, 78 runs batted in just 86 games. That's a pace for 41 homers and 147 runs driven in. Cole DeVries will try and stop him next.
Upper 70s today. No precipitation. That rolled through here early this morning. And the Twins hope to win this series and hope to keep the Tigers on a bit of a road lull, I guess. They have lost their last 5 road series, 2-1. The Twins would like to extend that streak to 6.
Yeah, the Tigers are 10 games over 500 at Comerica Park, but they are 3 games under 500 on the road. But you know what? I always said, and I think baseball shows, if you can play 500 on the road and then win at home, usually things pan out pretty good. And that's where the Twins have really struggled.
It's been hard to figure. They had the best home record in Major League Baseball the first year of Target Field, but they have done very poorly at home the last 2 years. Joe Mauer back behind the plate. The Twins hope to get back in the win column. An off day tomorrow, then a bit of a grueling stretch for the Twins. They got 20 games in 20 days after tomorrow's off day, so they'd like to go into the off day with a win today. The Menard batting order for the Tigers: Austin Jackson, Andy Dirks, Miguel Cabrera, Prince Fielder, Alex Avila, Delman Young, Johnny Peralta, Omar Infante, and Quinton Berry.
Yeah, pretty good hitting lineup. They are currently hitting .271 as a ball club, third best in the American League. And Cole DeFries has his work cut out for him. He's making just his second appearance, his first career start against the Tigers. He appeared against the Tigers back on July 4th in Detroit, where he worked 2 innings in relief. Only damage was a 2-run home run he allowed to Miguel Cabrera. He just, as we talked about in the pregame, Dick, his last start, don't even talk about it. You know, just move on.
Northland Ford defense for the Twins with Josh Willingham in left, Ben Revere in center, Darren Mastroianni at right. Bloof and Carroll left side of the infield, Casilla Morneau the right side, and Mauer behind the plate. You had the pleasure of presenting Jamie Carroll an important award before the game today.
Yeah, the Heart and Hustle Award, the Hustle and Heart Award by Major League Baseball Players Alumni Association. Well deserved right there, Jamie Carroll. Getting the award.
Carroll playing it short today. We expect Friday in Seattle, Pedro Florimon to make his Twins debut. He played a little bit with the Orioles last year, but he's worked his way up through the system and just arrived a few minutes before game time today.
Yeah, Cardi, kind of wanted to put him in the lineup right off the get-go, but like you mentioned, he just got here. So gets to watch his first Major League game at this level here in this beautiful ballpark at Target Field.
Twins made the move, the announcement after the game last night. Brian Dozier sent down to Rochester, Florimon up, and we're about ready to go here with Austin Jackson leading things off for Detroit. And missing inside, ball 1.
Well, one thing Cole DeFries has is a fastball. He has to work the corners of the plate, not overpowering, has to hit his spots.
Popped up right side, Casilla out. Mastroianni coming in now, sprinting in, and it's Casilla who makes the catch in short right. Didn't look like Mastroianni saw that ball. And Jackson's retired on a pop-up. Well, Dozier in his rookie season had some moments, and being sent down to AAA in the hopes that a little more seasoning down there, maybe a little more confidence building down there will bring him back up here.
Well, I think one thing we've heard from the Twins is that this is the shortstop of the future, Brian Dozier. They want him to go down, just kind of relax a little bit. I'm sure he's going to be back up quickly and take over the spot that hopefully he will maintain for years to come.
Here's Andy Dirks taking a strike, coming just a couple of days after the demotion of Tsuyoshi Nishioka. A couple of days before that, the Twins traded Danny Valencia. Been an interesting last week or so for Twins infielders. Andy Dirks hit a big home run for the Tigers last night, after the Twins had come back from 4-0 to tie it up on 4 unearned runs. Dirks started a Tiger surge that led to them winning 8-4.
Yeah, with Miguel Cabrera hitting behind him, you don't want to put this guy on right here with Cabrera and then Fielder. So Dirks sitting in a good situation. Good fastball hitter, has some pop in his bat. Lines that breaking ball foul. Well, to me, the GMC keys to the game are simple. Early offense for the Twins, hopefully, but also for DeFries. Control the top of the Tigers order, meaning keeping Jackson, which he's just retired, and Dirks off the bases because of the 2 guys in the middle of that lineup in Cabrera and Fielder.
Hasn't been a good week for the Twins, and in 6 of the 7 games over the last week or so, the other team scored a first inning run. So
you know what the Dono did the other night, 3 shutout innings. The Twins are 14-7 here at Target Field when the pitcher can go out, the starter, and throw 3 shutout innings in innings 1, 2, 3.
Drifts outside 3-2, and we've been keeping track of this now over the last week. Last night's game, the 36th time that the Twins starting pitcher has given up 3 or more runs in the first 3 innings.
And that's tough on an offense, even though it's a good offense for the Twins to come back day after day.
Swing and a miss. Dirk strikes out, 2 away.
Well, Cole picking up his first strikeout, his 43rd strikeout in 61 innings pitched. Excellent control, only 12 walks. Watch this ball just kind of tail away. Great pitch right there. A bit out of the strike zone, but Burke swings through it.
Base is empty for Cabrera, and as we discussed in the pregame show, he's having a phenomenal year, and a year that with a little imagination at this point, you can imagine him winning the Triple Crown this year. There's a drive deep to right into the corner, chased by Mastroianni.
That's a home run.
A home run for Cabrera, jumping on the first pitch, and for Cabrera, his 30th of the year, and it's very quickly 1-0.
And I mentioned it in DeVries' relief appearance, his only relief appearance so far at the major league level. The damage he gave up was a home run to Cabrera, a 2-run home run. So Cabrera doesn't waste any time, hits his 30th home run of the year. He matches last year's total of 30 home runs.
Oh,
so strong.
Well, look where the pitch was.
Yep, out over the plate. We showed you the graphic where he hits the ball. He uses the whole field, and the Tigers take a 1-0 lead.
So Cabrera hitting his 30th for DeVries, the 15th home run allowed in 61 innings. Outside of ball. One of the shortest home runs ever hit here. They measure that at 349 feet. Just off the corner, and it's 2-0. Another first inning run.
Well, we say solo home runs won't beat you. Now you have to shut the door, get the guys back in the dugout.
I wonder whether Fielder hasn't been a bit of a, not a disappointment, but a surprise to the Tigers. You wonder, there's a pitch again, up and out over the middle of the plate. I bet they're surprised at the type of hitter he is. He's like Cabrera, been using the whole field. He hasn't maybe hit for as much power, but there's another solid base hit to center. I guess I'm wondering whether the Tigers expected him to be the complete hitter that he is.
Well, he came to him, signed that huge contract last year with the Brewers, played in every ball game. He and Cabrera don't miss a game. For Fielder last year, 38 home runs, drove in 120 runs. But when you have a guy hitting in front of you that picks up a lot of RBIs, there's not that many chances to pick up runs at times. So you see where that pitch was left up a little bit, and Fielder hitting .304 coming into the ball game, hitting it sharply.
Here's Avila, and a strike on the inside corner.
Well, we mentioned last night that number 5 spot. That's where Jim Leyland has really tried to find that right person in that spot. Well, in last night's ball game, it was Johnny Peralta. He came up in the first inning when Cabrera and Fielder made outs and knocked in a couple runs to take a 2-0 lead off of Brian Dunsey.
DeVries working the outside or inside corner, then the outside corner, 0-2. Plenty of candidates, and 8 different guys have hit there for the Tigers. Delman Young among them. He was there most of the first 100 games. 2 strikes to the Tiger catcher. And now inside.
Vila not having the year he had last year when he hit .295. He played 141 ball games, and a lot of those were behind the plate. 19 home runs, drove in 82 runs. Career highs for Alex Avila, just 25 years old.
Pretty much played the last 2 months. Victor Martinez couldn't catch anymore, and the Tigers weren't carrying another catcher. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. DeVries strikes out Avila, strands Fielder, but Cabrera jumps on the first pitch, hits one over the fence, and it's 1-0 Detroit. Instead, he signed with the Marlins, traded to the Tigers, and he's done a lot of damage against the Twins and everybody else in the two leagues. The Menard batting order for the Twins in the series finale: Ben Revere, followed by Darren Mastroianni, Joe Mauer, Josh Willingham, Justin Morneau, Ryan Doumit, Trevor Plouffe, Jamie Carroll, and Alexi Casilla.
And that lineup facing Max Scherzer. Scherzer making his second start this season against the Twins. He has been pitching very, very well. Looking for his 12th win of the year. You know, the Tigers have two guys in their starting rotation that can strike out batters. Justin Verlander leads the American League with 174 strikeouts. Max Scherzer second with 168.
Ben Revere to lead things off. He takes a strike on the outside corner.
Scherzer with a good fastball, basically a four-seam fastball, hard slider, and a very good changeup.
Revere fifth in the American League in hitting at 317. Joe Mauer fourth at 318. Jeter at 320. Cabrera at 326. Trout at 341. 2 strikes to Revere. He'll be followed by Mastroianni and Mauer. And that's doinked foul into the seats. Revere in the lineup every day. There's the top 5 in hitting, and 3 of the 5 are in this series. Jackson 8th in the league in hitting, also leading off for the Tigers in this series. To the backstop.
Scherzer, 28 years old, in his 3rd season with the Tigers. He came in a trade from the Arizona Diamondbacks in 2009 over the winter, a 3-team trade. It's part of that Curtis Granderson trade, I believe, was it not?
They had a 3-way trade going with Arizona.
Diamondbacks.
Right. 1 and 2 to Revere. And lifted foul again.
Scherzer, a 15-game winner last year when he started 33 ball games. Worked 195 innings last 2 years. Just under 200 innings.
Actually, it was just the Diamondbacks and the Tigers pulling off the trade. Daniel Schlereth also coming to Detroit for Edwin Jackson and Ian Kennedy. 1 and 2 to Ben Revere. Just off the plate, 2 and 2. No complaints about Revere hitting over 300, but if he can't get to the point where he can draw more walks, that would increase his value as a leadoff hitter or number 2 hitter. And he chops it foul. So far, he's doing a nice job extending the opening at bat.
That's what you want your leadoff hitter to do. Make that pitcher throw. Right now, this will be pitch number 9 for Max Scherzer in this at bat. Let everybody else on the bench see what he has.
And a call, 3rd strike. Revere caught looking for the first strikeout of the game.
Scherzer, his 169th strikeout in 134 innings pitched. The Avila sitting away. And a pitcher's pitch down on the black.
Here's Darren Mastroianni. Scherzer hits the outside corner.
Well, there are the strikeouts right there in the American League.
That could be an interesting week and a half for the Twins. While they won't face Verlander, they might face the other 4 guys on the list. They've already faced James Shields. I think the Twins will miss Felix Hernandez in the Seattle series. Hernandez is supposed to go tonight for the Mariners. Down and away, 1 and 2. As we discussed last night, the White Sox have the lead in the division, but the Tigers have a decided edge in terms of balanced veteran starting pitching. Scherzer, even Porcello, who's fairly young, he's been around for a number of years. Verlander, Sanchez, the guy who might be pitching the best of them all, the guy who went last night, Doug Fister.
And Fister's definitely on a roll.
2-2 to Mastroianni. And he gets him on a breaking ball. 2 strikeouts.
Hard slider down and away.
And that'll bring up Mauer. Tigers out on the field. Speedy Quinton Berry in left. Jackson has some speed in center. Dirks in right. Cabrera, Peralta, Infante in fielder, and Alex Avila behind the plate. Tigers almost lost the game last night because of their infield defense. Still haven't figured out why they took an error away from Prince Fielder on that crazy play. Have you?
Well, maybe because they thought could have also been a force out at second base, and he overshot second base, even though he came off the bag where he had an out.
But that should have been the error, and then the throw into left field
right.
should have been the second error. I don't understand that.
I think the ruling was, and I asked about that, because there was a runner at first, being Ben Revere, that Revere came back, but then he was going to get him in a rundown or a force out at second base. So instead of going to the bag, he wanted to force out at second and then threw the ball away. So they said there should be only 1 error. I agree with you. There should have been 2.
You agree with me?
Yeah, believe it or not.
Wow.
It's a day game. It's early.
1 and 2. Mark the time and date.
At 12:30.
All right.
August 15th, 2012. Well, actually 12:28 on the clock, so it's even better. 28.
1 and 2 to Mauer. Scherzer with already 2 strikeouts in the inning.
Watch out.
Mauer moves his feet. 2 and 2.
Yeah, Joe 5 for 14 lifetime against Scherzer with a home run. Scherzer has allowed 21 home runs. This is his 24th start.
A lot of hits allowed, 142 and 133 2/3 coming into the game. Somebody's having some success against him, an ERA of over 4.5. 2 and 2 to Mauer. And now 3 and 2 with Willingham on deck.
Scherzer's a guy that once he releases the ball, he almost bounces one time toward home plate. Does a good job of getting to the balance point, but once he releases the ball, his follow through is almost like a little bit of a skip or a bounce. Got a great arm, great sinker when he keeps that ball down. Overpowering fastball at times.
And Mauer lines it sharply to center. And Scherzer just glares at Mauer as he went to first. Like, all right, I had you 1 and 2. It ran full. I put that ball right where I wanted to, and you still put the barrel of the bat on.
Right, almost shocked him too. We saw his reaction when that ball hit over his head. Watch Scherzer right here, but the pitch, see inside.
And you can see on replay Scherzer looking at Mauer like, how did you do that?
There's his delivery right there. Gets to the balance point, and then watch out.
So now Willingham looking for home run number 31. Swing and a miss. Cabrera's hit his 30th. Willingham did it last night. There are now 4 players in the American League with 30. Josh Hamilton with 32, Adam Dunn with 33. Bouncer to short, a jam shot, and Peralta fires to first to end the inning. The Tigers have a 1-0 lead after 1.
It's Mikowski, joined by Tanner Vavra. He's the son of the Twins hitting coach, Joe Vavra. He's a college baseball player, Valparaiso, and also won the batting title in the Northwoods League this season. That's impressive. But what is more impressive is he's done it despite being blind in his right eye to put together such a successful baseball career. Tanner, what have you done to overcome not being able to see in your right eye to put together such a stellar career for yourself?
Just a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication, a lot of love for the game, and then obviously I owe a lot to my parents because they always motivated me and put me on the right path in order to be successful.
You had an accomplished year this season. You won the batting title by 0.004 of a point, which was pretty good, and you made the All-Star team as well. And let's talk about the Northwoods League. There's a lot of talent that comes out of that league. A lot of players in Major League Baseball come out of that league. What's the challenge like, and how enjoyable is it playing there?
It's great to meet all these kids from all the big schools around the country, especially when last year I was a junior college guy, this year I was a smaller Division I player, and get to meet all these big guys and just realize that there isn't a lot of separation all the time. I mean, you're going to have your guys that are very, very talented, and then there's going to be the guys that just got a better break than you, and it's fun to meet all those guys. Congratulations on a great season, Tanner, and best of luck to you. Thank you very much. What's cool, Dick and Bird, is the guy plays at Valparaiso going into his senior year, Curtis Granderson, and also Josh Willingham, alums of the Northwoods League. So a lot of talent comes out of that Summer Collegiate Wooden Bat League.
Absolutely. What a tremendous story and tremendous accomplishment for Tanner. 1-1 to Delman Young and a foul, and Mauer is going to take a little time to recover from that.
You know how hard it is to hit a round ball with a round bat?
Oh, my.
We'll take a couple minutes here to regroup.
Well, just a little background. A fishing accident took Tanner's eyesight from him in his right eye. And all the things that make hitting so complex, picking up the spin of the ball, the velocity of the ball, it all depends on depth perception. And that's what you need two eyes for. Yeah. And he's only had the vision in one, and be able to do what he's done, I think, is just miraculous.
That's incredible.
Mauer had something similar happen a few games ago, and of course spent the last couple of games at first base, and second inning back behind the plate, and he has it happen again. So 1-2, and Drew Butera right now thinking better him than me. 1-2 to Delman Young. Johnny Peralta and Omar Infante will follow. Serve it to the right field corner. Mastroianni now coming in, but it's just barely into the seat.
Yeah, a little bit of wind breezing in from right field, and we saw that fly ball that Jackson hit that Mastroianni maybe didn't see at the beginning, but the ball kind of drifted back, and even that ball right there looked like it was going to stay in play, but just kept slicing away into the stands. Wind may have knocked that down a little bit.
1-2 to Young. And off the plate, 2-2. To short. Easy play for Carroll. One down. Eden Prairie's Cole DeVries on the mound, and before the game today, also from Eden Prairie, it was a pleasure to see Rachel Bootsma deliver the ceremonial first pitch. Gold medal winner, and just back home from London.
Yeah, congratulations, Rachel, and what a great opportunity to go to London and be part of that gold medal winning team.
Here's Johnny Peralta. Swing and a foul. And Mauer took that one someplace that hurt. One strike. Breaking ball missing. You watch much of the Olympics?
Yeah, I did, as much as I could. Of course, a lot of it was reruns later on,
right.
But great to follow. Congratulations to everybody, every country that was there. And to London, put on a great show.
Breaking ball.
Boy.
Oh, Bauer's going to get a complete game today. He kind of flings the ball in the direction of the Twins dugout.
Kind of a smile. I'm sure he's hearing it from the guys on the bench. Another pinball wizard.
A liner to center. Revere makes the catch. Going to his knees. A line drive for out number 2.
Yeah, nice catch right there by Ben Revere. Peralta hitting it on a line. Revere comes in and has to dive for it. Makes a nice catch. Good concentration. Open glove as he slides to make the catch.
That'll bring up Omar Infante. Under his chin. Ball 1.
A little wake-up call right there by DeVries. Fastball inside. Mauer sitting inside, and the ball up and in. Infante coming over from the Marlins on July 23rd. His second stint with the Tigers.
Another foul tip. Jim Wolf now happy that he's got maybe the biggest catcher in the game right in front of him.
He got a piece of that one too.
Maybe that got the umpire. To center, and Revere over a few steps, and a 1-2-3 second inning for Cole DeVries and Joe Mauer. Fox Sports is proud to support Boys and Girls Club of America, a place where youth can reach their full potential as productive, caring, responsible citizens. To learn more, visit greatfutures.org/Fox Sports. Justin Morneau leading off the second with the Twins down 1-0. Down and in, ball 1.
Left-handers hitting .305 against Max Scherzer, and Justin good numbers. 4 of his hits have left the ballpark.
And a strike.
Right-handers hitting only 230. I mentioned he's given up 21 home runs, 11 to left-handers, 10 to right-handed hitters.
3-1. Doman on deck. Morneau takes a walk. For the game, a special moment for the Graydon family. Titus was delivering the ball in the rosin bag. Unbeknownst to him, his dad was waiting for him near home plate. His father deployed overseas.
Had not seen him in a year.
And Chad Graydon waiting for his son, and a special moment. And boy, a special moment for those of us who knew about it and were able to watch it unfold. Pretty special thing the Twins did for the family.
Twins have done that all season long, you know, with the veterans pulling up the flag every day, and just military personnel we can't thank, and the Twins organization, everybody enough for protecting us.
Ryan Doman takes ball one with Morneau at first and nobody out. And Avila had to lunge after a pitch that wasn't far off the plate. So Avila will walk it back to the mound.
Wanted that ball away, and the ball ended up down and in.
And Jeff Jones is going to come out now. Make sure everything is okay.
Well, Scherzer has walked now 49 batters in 135 innings pitched. So Jeff Jones coming out, maybe seeing something and suggesting something right here to Scherzer.
You know, I wonder if, remember when Bauer got the base hit, and it looked like the target might have been away, and Scherzer missed inside. He was off with his location here in the early innings.
Yeah, that was a quick trip to the mound by the pitching coach, Jeff Jones.
Two 2-0 to Doman. With Bluth on deck. 48 walks coming into the game in 133 2/3 innings. Nothing too alarming there. Was a game way back in late April where he walked 7. And he's walked Doman and Morneau now, I think, on a total of 9 pitches. Ron Coomer, I guess every once in a while, Scherzer's like everybody else. He can kind of be off his mark a little bit. Sometimes that's part of his effectiveness.
Well, we saw that with Taduno the other night. He, got some punch outs, and, Scherzer's last outing against the Twins, he had 9 punch outs and only threw just under 6 innings. He's one of those guys that has a great arm and is effectively wild. This will be a big time when you get 2 men on and nobody out, where he's going to start trying to throw more strikes. If Bluth can zone in on a pitch, probably on the inner third, this is where you could do some damage against a guy with a really good arm.
Nearly to the backstop, and Avila spins around trying to make the catch. So Scherzer,
he definitely lost his release point right now. Now, Ron Coomer, Bluth almost has to take a strike right here, doesn't he?
He does now.
Make him throw a strike.
He does now. After that pitch, you just can't. You can't zone in on a guy who's throwing mid-90s when he's wild like he is right now. You have to take a pitch, at least take a strike, maybe even, to make sure that you're going to get a guy in a zone.
And an off-speed pitch over for a strike.
And he did it with a breaking ball.
Well, just maybe bookmark the trip to the mound in the middle of the Doman plate appearance. The Tigers have already used their trip to the mound in kind of a curious spot. 1-1 now to Bluth. 2-1.
The one thing about Scherzer, he kind of gives you that 3/4 delivery, and it can be a little inconsistent. He's rushing out there at times. The breaking ball that he threw for a strike, he stayed back and stayed nice and easy with it, but his fastball, he's getting pretty jerky and rushing with some of his fastballs and getting underneath some of them.
pulled foul.
Well, we showed you the graphic in over 3 walks, over 11 strikeouts per 9 innings. So, yeah, when he's on, he can pick up some strikeouts. But he does lose his release point from time to time.
Bert, I know for hitters, Dick, at times you'll take a bad swing and you just don't let it affect you because maybe you're guessing or doing something. He's one of those guys as a pitcher. He'll throw a real bad pitch and be way out of whack. And then like the second pitch to Pluth, he'll just find his rhythm and just throw a perfect slider for a strike.
And Pluth gets a piece of it.
Yeah, fastball right there at 96.
That stung Avila. Been a bad day for catchers.
They're having a rough go. Boy, I'll tell you, Joe sitting in the dugout is just shaking his head, and now Avila.
Oh, we saw it a couple nights ago. Avila took one off his right shoulder. And it looks like that's where that foul tip got him again. Jim Wolf checking, making sure Avila's ready to go. Well, Scherzer's given the Twins a chance here in the second inning. Now it's their job to make sure they take advantage of it.
I see a lot of catchers with that chest protector have that little flap over that right shoulder, but Avila, that shoulder is exposed.
2-2 to Pluth.
Sitting down and away.
Not sure why Scherzer would take the inside move there. I can't imagine Morneau and Doman would be likely to take off here. This one's chipped to the bat. A chip hit right off the end of the bat, and Pluth will get a new stick.
A lot of batters have that kind of a cork at the end.
Wait a minute. Not cork. Cupped
Excuse
out.
me?
Cupped out.
Yeah, that got Coombs' attention.
I was thinking of you, Ron Coomer.
Right off the end of the bat.
Nobody would ever cheat in baseball, would they?
Heavens, no.
Cork, pine tar, no, that would never happen.
Vaseline, whatever it took. Scuff balls.
2-2 to Pluth. Struck him out. Fastball at 98 at the knees on the outside corner.
Third strikeout for Scherzer. So he was all over the place, but able to paint this fastball down and away. Avila sitting down and away.
That's what Coombs was talking about. He's been all over the place, and he gets 2 strikes on Pluth and ends up burying a 98-mile-per-hour fastball where no one could hit it. Here's Carroll. At the knees, a strike. Morneau the tying run at second. Doman at first. They've each walked here in the second inning. A breaking ball, strike 2. Carroll again goes for a little bit of a stroll. Jeff Jones' trip to the mound didn't do anything to impact the Doman plate appearance. Ended up walking him anyway, but big strikeout of Pluth and 2 quick strikes to Carroll. And look at where he delivered the 98-mile-per-hour pitch.
Well, whenever Jeff Jones came out, it didn't affect him right away, but just maybe stay back a little bit, allow your arm to catch up. And the 4th strikeout for Scherzer.
We've seen Verlander do this, of course. You get into a little bit of trouble and you dial it up a little bit and pitch your way out of it. 2 big strikeouts, and now this threat, as it is for the Twins, will depend on Casilla here. Not close, ball 1.
Well, Scherzer, this is his 64th major league start. He has never had a complete game, so you can kind of see why. I mean, yeah, he strikes out a lot of guys. He can go 6 or 7 innings, but it's that, late in the ball game, the over 100 pitch count, yet to finish a major league game. Already 42 pitches in this ball game with 2 outs here in the second.
Roller foul. Well, you'd have to describe Scherzer, wouldn't you, as a power pitcher?
Yes, definitely.
How many people, how many teams have two of those on their staff? And that's not suggesting that Fister isn't, but compared to these two guys, he's more of a pitch to contact guy. But to have two power pitchers on the same starting rotation. 1-1 to Casilla, looking for a hit here to get the game tied. And now 1-2.
22 pitches in the first inning, 22 so far here, and a ball has not been put into play yet. 2 walks, 2 strikeouts.
Off the plate. Two and two to Casilla. Fouled back. Jim Leyland not happy, I'm sure, with the pitch count. He's been expressing concern over the workload of his bullpen. Not sure he's getting much sympathy from anybody else in the American League Central. With a couple of horses in his rotation like Scherzer and Verlander. 2-2. And another foul.
You see 47 pitches.
And 8 of his first 9 this inning were off the plate. He issued a couple of walks. Then a strikeout of Plouffe, a strikeout of Carroll, another 2-2 coming to Casilla. An off-speed pitch and off the plate. Casilla got a piece of it.
Keep fouling him off. Make him throw more pitches. Get him out of the ball game early. Scherzer in his last start in Texas, he worked 6 innings, but he threw 112 pitches in a win over the Rangers. Start before that, 5 innings and a no decision against the Indians. He threw 105 pitches in the 5 innings. So he has a history of that. A lot of pitches, short amount of time, but a lot of punch outs. Like
on the outside corner. 95. He paints the outside corner to 3 hitters in a row to get 3 more strikeouts. The control blinking on and off for Max Scherzer here today.
pout that you're back down there, or you can go get after it. And the ones that go get after it and you see the results, they know what they need to work on. They see some things and they go work on it and they play the game. And I'm, as Dozier says, he's 100% sure. I'm 100% sure that he's going to go down there and get after it.
Pedro Florimon here at the expense of Brian Dozier, who was sent down to Rochester. We're in the middle of August. September call-ups will be made. The Rochester Red Wings are in the playoffs. They'll wait until after that playoff experience for the Red Wings before they make any recalls, but Dozier figures to be back up here.
Yeah, Florimon coming up to play some, not only hopefully hit a little bit, but mainly his defense.
Quinton Berry leading off the third against Cole DeVries, and that is a called strike, 0-2.
Florimon has some major league action. A little cup of coffee with the Orioles last year, 4 games. He went 1 for 8. Did pick up a couple RBIs.
Inside 1-2. All right. What do you think Brian Dozier needs to develop or work on to be the answer at short the Twins have been looking for?
Well, I think what they were wanting is they said that his swing was getting a little bit too long, but you know, defensively just be a little more consistent. I don't know if he's a shortstop of the future. He's got to play, and maybe Gardy felt he needed to sit here, so go down, get some at bats, take some of the pressure off of you. We've seen that before. Ben Revere did that. You know, he was sent down, went down and did well. Liam Hendricks right now, he's been up and down. I know he hasn't had a lot of success here, but he's pitching very well down in Rochester. Cole DeVries up and down this year. But for Dozier, just maybe just, I don't know. I never looked at the pressure as nothing more than you put on yourself. So I don't know if it's, you know, the pressures at the major league level. Maybe expecting more, go down and relax a little bit for a couple weeks and then come back up and maintain what you're supposed to do, and that's be the everyday shortstop.
2-2. Well, I'm sure from Terry Ryan's standpoint and from Ron Gardenhire's, what they'd like to do is they rebuild the starting rotation for next year. A big part of that is stabilizing things up the middle in the infield, finding the shortstop, finding the second baseman that are going to be there game in and game out. And you know, so far this year has been pretty much the same as last year in terms of cast of characters.
Remember when Jason Bartlett first came to the Twins? You know, they sent him out to try to become the leader of that infield, and he came back and had some very solid years for the Twins. Came back with that leadership type role. And I'm sure Gardy talked to him about that. What's one thing, you know, we did that interview with Gardy, but long prior to that, Gardy had sat down with Dozier and told him the situation. This is what we'd like for you to do when you go down there.
Full count to Quinton Berry leading off the Detroit third. And Breeze just rears back, puts a 90-mile-per-hour fastball past Berry, and he has his third strikeout. Can enjoy the best that Target Field has to offer with a group of 25 or more. No deposits required for a 2012 group outing. Reserve your best guess number of seats. Pay only for the number of tickets you actually need. You'll be seated together like those groups, and your group's name will appear on the Target Field scoreboard. Call 800-33-TWINS and ask about a Twins group outing. One down on the third. Here's Austin Jackson. 1-0. And now 1-1. He's hoping to even his season mark at 3-3. Carroll gets the first hop and throws Chamorro. 2 down.
You know, between innings, Scherzer has really struggled as far as throwing a lot of pitches. 49 pitches. Now he comes in. Cabrera tries to relax him a little bit, and Scherzer having some words with Cabrera. You know, Cabrera's just a good, fun-loving kid that loves the game. And the smile on his face. Come on, man, let's have some fun. I mean, you take your job seriously, you know, as far as Scherzer. I know he's upset, even though he's not giving up a run. It's the pitches, the release point all over the place. You know, Cabrera tried to calm him down a little bit, and Scherzer basically told him where to go.
You know what?
Alone.
I've always felt that the crew you guys had in '87 that won the World Series here, and I don't know how you would begin to define the value of something like this. But you were a fun-loving group of guys. You kidded each other. You had the hood if somebody struck out 3 times in a ball game. You had the sombrero if somebody gave up 3 home runs in a game. There was a little.
I burnt that thing after a while. I got tired of that thing being in my locker.
But I don't know how you define how important that was in '87.
It's so important. You know, you have to get along. Cabrera just right there trying to have fun with him, get him relaxed a little bit. And Scherzer, you know, you can see the intensity that he has, you know, by, saying something back to him, and Cabrera just kind of laughing it off rather than being upset, you know. And I think that's good. You know, I mean, a lot of times you give up a home run, you come in and Frankie Viola would come over and say, how'd you hold that pitch, you know? Well, not very good.
Well, within that, of course, taking the game very seriously and playing all 9 innings, running all the ground balls out and all that. But the story goes, Game 7 in the heat of the moment, World Series. And was it Tom Bernansky put shaving cream in the earpiece of Bob Casey's phone behind home plate?
Bob Casey, we tortured him.
But within all the hijinks, obviously taking the game seriously and doing everything you can to win between the lines.
Yeah, when you're between the lines, it's serious. But on the other side, you have to be able to get along and relax and have fun.
A walk to Dirks brings Cabrera to the plate with a man aboard. He homered on the first pitch he saw in the first inning for the only run of the game so far. Year in and year out, he has been a run producer, as he was with the Marlins before the trade.
Well, last year he won the American League batting title, hitting .344. So, yeah, the numbers he drives in also, the average came into the season a .317 career hitter.
And DeVries tries to tease him with a breaking ball. Mention his Triple Crown candidacy. Of those in the top 10 in hitting, he's the only one that's also in the top 10 in home runs and runs batted in the American League. Fouled back.
Ron Coomer, all-star for the Twins. A lot of years at the major league level. Ron Coomer, you're down there. You think that this guy might be the best hitter, might be the best player in the game of baseball. I think I agree.
Well, you have to give him consideration. You think about some of the things that he brings to the table. As you guys are talking, the RBIs, 500, 100 RBI seasons in a row for Detroit. Then you look at, home runs, average, leading the league in hitting. But then also, he plays every day. He's been in the lineup every single day. He's missed almost fewest games in Major League Baseball in the last 7 or 8 years. So, to me, when you add all that together and then you're playing on a playoff contending team, it's tough to overlook this guy. He is flat out an RBI machine, though, as you guys were pointing out.
Yeah, over the last 8+ years, he's missed a total of 33 games.
Lifted to right field again, and this time Mastroianni comes in and makes the catch. A 3-1 pitch for the final out of the 3rd inning. It's still 1-0. Minnesota Twins baseball on Fox Sports North is brought to you by Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, for the everyday competitor in all of us. By CenturyLink, a different kind of communications company. CenturyLink, your link to what's next. And by Grand Casino, the best stories start here. Twins down a run. Ben Revere will lead things off in the third inning against Max Scherzer. That's the 50th pitch for Scherzer this afternoon. First time through the Twins batting order. 2 balls were put in play. Mauer's single and Willingham's little number to short. There were 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, and now Revere grounds a single up the middle. And Revere and his speed are aboard, leading off the third.
Yeah, the speedy Ben Revere with 28 stolen bases on board. If the Twins do a little running against Max Scherzer. Right back up the middle. And Scherzer has given up 11 stolen bases in 18 attempts.
Here's Mastroianni, went down swinging his first time up. Off the plate, ball 1.
Ball behind on Scherzer. Gardy may put on a hit and run or get ahead like right here. The toss over. Revere diving back. Hey, Coomer, you got a pretty good angle right there. Scherzer, 11 stolen bases he's given up. 7 runners have been caught.
Yep, the one thing about Scherzer is when you look at his stretch, now he's brought his feet wide, then they go apart. With his feet that wide, he's got to get back to his balance point, Bert, as you know. And when his feet are that wide and he gets back to the balance point, that means his slide step, even though he's trying to slide step, is still going to be, the time is still going to be long enough where Ben has a shot at stealing second base.
Yeah, a lot depends on how high he brings that knee up, the left knee.
Revere goes, got a good jump. Out at second base. Peralta dug out a 1-hop throw and put the tag on Revere.
Well, Avila's throw looked like it was going to go to the shortstop side, but he almost threw a sinker to second base. And I thought Ben Revere had a great jump right here. But Avila and Peralta on that one little hop. Watch the hop and the tag.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect throw by Avila and a nice pick by Peralta.
1-1 to Mastroianni. Swing and a miss, 1-2.
Guys, that's just a great pick by Peralta as an infielder. When you pick a ball like that, the hardest thing to do is to pick the ball and keep your glove right where you catch the baseball. So many infielders, you pick that ball and your glove keeps coming up because you've taught to have soft hands and give with the ball. Him staying with that tag and with the ball is the reason why they got that out.
But it helps too as it watch the ball where it lands. Just a little short hop, stayed down right into the glove, didn't even move the glove, and just applied it into the back of the sliding Revere.
2-2 to Mastroianni. Slow roller. Peralta bare hands it, can't make a play, and now Mastroianni has an infield hit. And Mauer will come up with some speed again at first base. Vote for the Arby's Value Player of the Game. Text the word value followed by a space in the player's name to short code 234-234. And Cole DeVries, 1 run allowed through 3 innings. He should get some support.
So far, so good. See if the Twins can put some runs on the board. Not much Peralta could do right there on that slow roller with Mastroianni, his speed running down that line.
Bauer single to center his first time up. Strike on the inside corner. Tigers head home after the game, open up a homestand. The Twins head out on the West Coast tomorrow night. Tomorrow on the schedule, an off day. Tough trip through the American League West. And starting Friday, a string of 20 games in 20 days.
Yeah, Seattle, Oakland, and then Texas. for the Twins.
And now Avila has his mask peeled off. Now you will not be on the road trip through the American League West, will you?
No, I will not.
Oh, Avila no worse for the wear.
Well, this will be my last time at home for a while. And then when I come back and Twins play Seattle, I'm with you the rest of the year. If that's good or bad.
2 strikes to Mauer. And Mauer lifts it foul over the Tiger dugout. Ron Coomer will be sitting in your chair in Seattle and in Oakland and in Arlington, Texas. Mauer trying to get aboard here, see if the Twins can fill the bases for the middle of the lineup.
We saw the 3 pickoffs by Scherzer. That just shows that, you know, those are lob throws, pretty quick with his feet.
14 for 16 in stolen bases for Mastroianni. And line foul. Two strikes to Mauer. His single in the first inning, kicking his batting average up to 320. Twins had a tough time last night against Doug Fister, scoring 4 runs, but they were all unearned runs. Knocking around Anibal Sanchez the night before. Again, 2 strikes to Mauer. On the outside corner, he struck him out.
And strikeout number 6 for Scherzer. Mauer having words with Jim Wolf, thinking that ball's outside.
From up here, it looked like a strike.
Let's take a look at Avila again, sitting outside.
That was outside.
You can see Joe completely surprised.
So 2 down, and that'll bring up Willingham.
Somewhere in that conversation with Jim Wolf, he said, okay, they give me my pitcher, that's strike 2 then.
Another lob over to first. Willingham on a pace to hit more than 40 home runs this year. The highest home run total in Twins history for someone named other than Harmon Killebrew is Bob Allison, who hit 35 home runs in 1963. That clearly within reach. 1 strike to Willingham. High and fairly deep to right center field. But Dirks has room to end the inning. Twins get a couple of hits from Revere and Mastroianni, but another scoreless inning for Max Scherzer.
one of the premier hitters in the series and in the American League is Prince Fielder. You see him here on the left. This is a swing at target field where he's really trying to stay on top of the baseball and drive the ball in a gap and hit line drives. The swing on the right is a swing from Texas, where obviously a great hitter's ballpark with all the home runs, trying to elevate the baseball. And you'll see these swings where the contact point is. He lets the ball get back in Minnesota, trying to stay on top. You really want to elevate the baseball in Texas. The ball flies. There's a reason why this guy is hitting .306 and one of the league leaders in RBIs. He sprays the ball, and he knows how to use the field.
Casilla with a nice play, throws him out. Casilla going to his left, diving on the outfield grass, and he throws Fielder out.
And we've seen Casilla do this. He's got very good range at second base. Go up the middle, also right here. Cover some ground. Well, playing him pretty straight up, but he pulls the ball, and Casilla diving, and then from his knee gets the out at first. So a nice defensive play by Alexi Casilla.
You know, what Ron was talking about is why the Twins aren't shifting Fielder here. Some teams have shifted him to the pull field, but he's done such a good job of hitting the ball where it's pitched, spraying hits around the ballpark like he did in the first series here at Target Field. It really makes no sense to shift him anymore.
Oh, weighted back nicely on this, and then use the power. The bat, so you can go all the way around, almost hitting him in the back. Tremendous power from Fielder.
1-0 to Avila. And there's that pitch that struck Mauer out. Looked like it was off the plate. It was called a strike to Avila. Avila went down swinging in the first inning. This one through the hole, right? A one-out single.
Well, up here in the booth, we are honored to have two sisters here. Sister Lauren, both of them with the Mayo Clinic, and Sister Jenna Rose. You've been at the Mayo Clinics for 66 years, and Sister Lauren, you've been there only for 56. What's going on? But thank you for serving so many people in need. You two are two beautiful women. She said it's been their privilege.
Delman Young, the batter, with Avila at first and one down.
And they're big Twin fans, too.
There's a deep drive to left. Willingham back to the wall, leaps. And it is gone. A home run for Delman Young. Just out of the reach of Willingham. A two-run home run, and it's 3-0.
Well, for Delman, his 13th home run of the year. And a good effort by Josh Willingham. He leaped as high as he could, and I believe it just got into the flower bed. Might have knocked the air out of himself right there. Knocked the wind out of him, but Delman, the ball kind of rode right back into that swing.
Yep. Well, the fan reaching over. I don't think Willingham could have caught it, but you could see how close the fans' hands were to Willingham's glove.
Great effort.
Another short home run, 362 feet. And here's Peralta in a 3-0 game. And now for DeVries, the 16th home run allowed. Peralta lined out to Revere his first time up. Since the sisters are here, triggered a thought. I remember the Twins used to have Nuns Day, a big promotion at the Metrodome, and they're nodding. They remember those promotions.
And at the old Met, too.
At the old Met, too, yep. There's a drive to left center field. Willingham over and back. That's over his head, and Peralta will have an extra base hit with one gone here in the fourth.
Yeah, Willingham didn't take the best route on this, but that ball was hit pretty hard right there off the bat of Peralta. Another pitch, kind of left right there in the middle of the zone, and Peralta hitting this breaking ball over the head of Willingham. You see kind of how he cut across and then went back. I'm sure as an outfielder that is a tough ball to read.
So some well hit balls here in the fourth inning. Vila might have cracked his bat with his single, but Young put the barrel of the bat on it, lifting it just over the wall and left. Peralta with a double, and now Omar Infante. Infante's acquisition. Octavio Dotel warming up in the Tiger bullpen, and there seems to have been an issue all along here today with Max Scherzer, and so we wonder whether there might be something physically wrong with Scherzer today.
Well, he had his best inning, even though he gave up a couple hits through only 14 pitches in the third inning.
1 strike to Infante. A little bouncer to short. Peralta will advance. Carroll to Morneau, and that's out number 2. Friday at 6:30, don't miss Vikings Game Plan on Fox Sports North. On this episode, defensive coordinator Alan Williams tells us what went wrong with the run defense in last week's preseason opener. Plus, quarterback Antoine Winfield breaks down this year's team compared to last year. Vikings Game Plan Friday at 6:30, only on Fox Sports North. Number 9 batter Quinton Berry. Berry had a long at bat with DeVries and ended up striking out on a 90-mile-per-hour fastball. Outside, ball 1.
Berry, a speedster in his rookie season with the Tigers, just 27 years old, originally signed by the Phillies out of San Diego State.
Changeup, swing and a miss, 1-1. Berry, after Jackson missed some time because of an injury, Berry stepped in and hit better at the major leagues than he ever did in the minor leagues. Check swing. Nope. 2-1. And you see that from time to time in short periods of time, but now the league has adjusted to Berry and his average coming down. And
well, one thing he has is kind of like Mascheroni. He has good speed. He can beat out a lot of infield hits. 15 for 15 in stolen base attempts this year.
It sails up and away, and the number 9 batter now has a 3-1 count.
So his job, just make contact, utilize his speed. He has 7 doubles, 5 triples on the year with a couple home runs.
And he walks and gets Jackson to the plate now with 2 men aboard.
You wonder if Joe Mauer's saying, boy, you know what? That's the same pitch that I got struck out on. Fastball away, right there. But outside, says Jim Wolf.
First and third, the big at bat here for Austin Jackson. His 3rd plate appearance. We're just in the 4th inning.
Yeah, 2nd walk for DeVries.
Jackson with a pop to second, the ground ball to short.
For Cole, this will be his 70th pitch. So both starters throwing a lot of pitches.
Saw Scherzer with a pretty quick move to first. DeVries kind of turns and still winds up and fires it. Doesn't look like he's likely to pick anyone off. Time call.
Tempo a little slow right here for DeVries. Gonna work a little quicker.
Passing inside with a fastball.
Get your defense sitting on their heels if you don't pick up that sign, and let's go, get going.
70 pitches, 39 strikes. Little pop up. And it's Morneau catching it in front of Casilla. Tigers leave a couple, but they score a couple. And now lead 3-0. Park from the GoPro shot. With the Tigers up 3-0. Justin Morneau ready to start the 4th inning with Max Scherzer still out there. Not sure what Dotel was doing, maybe just getting some work in, or whether there's an issue. The only reason I bring that up, but I just thought it was kind of a curious time for Jeff Jones to come out there. He didn't come out with a trainer or anything like that, but in the middle of Domit's plate appearance in the 2nd inning, just 9 or 10 pitches into the inning.
He may have seen something.
Yeah,
Remember, you know, he had just walked Mauer.
Foul back.
You know, and that's what you want your pitching coach to do, is go out there. If he sees that he's rushing or something, maybe he just said, hey, listen, you're dropping your arm right now. Get on top of that ball.
Better to do it in a bat too early than in a bat too late.
Right. After the fact is no good.
1 strike to Morneau, and a little dribbler foul, 2 strikes. Morneau drew the leadoff walk in the 2nd. Domit walked in 4 pitches, and it looked like the Twins had a chance to really rough up Scherzer, but then he struck out the next 3 batters. The Twins actually started the 3rd inning. The first 2 batters reached on singles, but Revere was thrown out trying to steal. 1-2. White Sox leaders in the division. They've got a night game at Rogers Center tonight. You know, the American League Central doesn't get a lot of respect around baseball in terms of being a threatening division. A division where a really good team is going to get left out of the playoff hunt. It might happen to the White Sox or the Tigers. But I don't know that the perception is that they're in the class of the Rangers or the Yankees or even the Orioles right now.
Well, the main goal is to get the postseason, and then you don't know what might happen there. You know, in '87, Detroit Tigers were supposed to clean our clock. We weren't even supposed to be there.
And as recently as last year, where were the Cardinals a year ago? They were also Rams. They made up so much ground in September. They had a team ahead of them collapse. The point is, you really don't know what's going to happen once the playoffs start. And Morneau takes ball 3. I think if Jim Wolf had rung Morneau up there, Mauer would have been the first one off the bench to pick up the argument. Full count to Morneau leading off the Twins for it. And a little tapper to the right side. Easy play for Infante, 1 away.
Yeah, he took a little off that right there and just a little bit out front to create the ground ball out.
Well, here's an odd carsoup.com/baseball question. It's a good question. But Colin Tipton from Tulare, South Dakota, we just had a question from him the other day. Gordette Oliva's home turf. Bert, what actually makes a curveball curve? And I'll just add this, other than pine tar.
Oh, pine tar has nothing to do with it. It's more the fastball. No, the curveball is more or less just utilizing the seams on the baseball and then creating the strong hand to come through over the top of the ball that creates the spin of the ball. So it's all off the fingertips.
Gomez lines it to right, and a staggering running catch by Andy Dirks, 2 down. So friction is the key, right? You want you friction against the air as the ball is rotating toward home plate.
It's the fingers too. I have a ball up here. We'll show you real quick if I can find my baseball. I think I gave them all away. There's one. I don't know if we can get on camera right here, but a fastball normally is off the fingertips here. Okay, that creates that type of rotation. A curveball for me is on top, and then I twisted my wrist at the end, and then that's the friction of the ball that came down over the top. So it's the curveball, it's fastball, curveball at the end. You see my wrist, how it went that way. So the ball comes out, and it's already spinning, and now you have to keep, hopefully it'll spin down toward the catcher's glove.
And you use the seams to create the friction.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, now Justin Verlander, who I did an interview with him yesterday, I was amazed how he held his curveball. He held it all the way back, almost like he squeezed it. Used no seams, and still be able to get that friction on the ball. So we'll have a show that's Verlander's curveball right there, but he also quick, strong wrist to bring that ball through.
1-2 to Plouffe.
And you have to be out front to allow that to happen.
Breaking pitch strikes out Plouffe, and we'll hear from Justin Verlander as to how he throws his curveball when we come back.
I'm a no-seam guy. I just like feeling, I'm pretty much right here, right down the middle of the ball. I pretty much just like feeling the entirety of the ball in my hand.
Can you show that? Just how much is there any grip? So that's pretty much right against the skin.
Yeah,
there
pretty much. Yeah, it's
locked it in.
It's pretty tight in there. Yeah, and I tried this grip, which is typical, so you can feel like you're pulling off this seam, but for some reason that never worked for me, and I just kind of slowly migrated to the middle of the baseball.
Yeah, that's amazing. And he has a very good curveball.
Revere to the gap, won't get there, knocks it down. Dirks rounds first, on his way to second, and he's in there with a leadoff double here in the fifth.
Yeah, Dirks jumping on that first pitch. What amazes me talking to Verlander about that grip is that, kind of taut. I mean, I listen to Koufax and talk about the seams of the baseball, how you try to get the friction and everything. He doesn't use any seams. And it just shows how strong his hands must be. Plus, everybody's hand size is different.
Right.
How he jams it all the way back is also something that, I've never seen before. So it's got a unique one.
Whenever they do surveys with Cabrera at the plate, whenever they do surveys among American League managers, coaches, or hitters, Verlander regularly is voted as having the best fastball in the league and the best curveball. And as you say, he gets such tremendous bite on the curve, even though he doesn't grip the seams. 1-0 to Cabrera. And now ball 2.
Well, Cy Young Award winner last year, American League MVP last year. This year, he doesn't have the 15 wins that a couple pitchers have, but a very good ERA, first in strikeouts coming into this ball game, and 6 complete games. In today's age, that's a lot. Today's game. He's a workhorse. He's someone that Jim Leland has said, because of his mound presence and the way that he attacks with his leg strength, and we talked a little bit about that in the interview. He takes a lot of pride in conditioning and stuff like that. That Jim Leland said, hey, he's a guy that if need be, I'd let him throw 140, 150 pitches if he needed it.
That's kind of refreshing for you to hear. I'm sure that, as every hitter is different, they have different strengths. Every pitcher is different. The limit, in theory, there's a base hit to center. Dirks around third. They're going to wave him in. Revere coming up with a throw, and it's scooped up by Plouffe, and another run batted in for Cabrera. 103 now on the season, his second of the game.
I remember the first pitch that DeVries threw him as a fastball away that he hit over the right field fence. This ball down and in, and he just dropped the barrel of the bat and lined it right back up the middle. Tremendous hitter. And the Tigers take a 4-0 lead.
Fielder the batter now with Cabrera aboard. But that must be refreshing for you. Pitchers are different. They're built different. They have different levels of stamina. And while the limit for one pitcher might be 120, for others, in all honesty, it might be 80. It's what they have left, if I've read you correctly over the years. What type of a physical specimen are they? And some guys might be able to be extended to 120, maybe even some beyond, but some guys should be pulled shorter than 80.
Yeah, definitely. Depending on their mental makeup, their arm strength, everything. But to me, it's the leg strength. And that's one thing Justin Verlander and I talked about, the conditioning for his legs during the off season. A lot of distance running, a lot of endurance. And I think that carries right into the season. So he's ready from day one in spring training with his lower part of his body. And he also said his arm is nothing more than a whip. And how many times have I said that up here? He doesn't do a lot of upper body weights. He just does the light weights to keep his muscles, intact, in order. But mainly he realizes that pitching rubber that's his bread and butter. It's the starting block for him.
Well, I know you were a big runner during the season. Verlander, one of those guys, too.
He said he doesn't run as much during the season because, he does so many, he has pitches so many innings,
right,
and he's out there every 5th day. So he kind of watches. It depends on, and he's not a guy that's going to go 2 or 3 innings and out. He's usually out there for 7, 8, 9 innings every time out.
1-2 to Fielder, and a ball line just foul. Wow. Talk about using the whole field. Fielder just about put one on the chalk line hard down the left field line. Remember years ago, obviously still with the Metrodome, Roger Clemens still with the Red Sox, and I came in 3-4 hours before a game. This was a game or a day when Clemens was not pitching. I ran into him, and he was obviously finishing a run. And so, well, where do you run? He goes, well, when I come to Minnesota, I always run to the University of Minnesota and back. Well, I mean, that's a pretty good little hike from the dome all the way down there.
That's the endurance that you need. Those are to me, when I ran distance, it was the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning that I'm running for right there.
1-2 to Fielder.
And Nolan Ryan, he did a lot of running early in his career, a lot of yoga, but then as he got older, he did a lot of pool work.
Right.
In the pool, resistance.
Swinging a foul.
So everybody has their different ways of knowing what their body can do. And what it can't do.
I remember seeing Ryan on doing post-game interviews after he pitched
on the stationary bike.
On the bike.
Right.
You know, I mean, here's a guy who drove so hard, threw so many pitches, threw so hard, but still, after 120 pitches, whatever, some of them clocked at 100 miles per hour, he's still on the exercise bike.
And what made Nolan Ryan his leg strength. Unbelievable leg strength.
Off the plate, 2-2.
Because what the freeze right there, he puts that foot right there into that starting block. That's where all your power is, right there, right from your waist down on the right foot. And when you deliver home plate, it's who has the strongest strength to get that ball hopefully toward home plate with something on it in a good spot.
Sharply hit, and it'll skip through the middle. Cabrera the second. And DeVries having a rough start to his 5th inning here. You can get a behind-the-scenes tour at Target Field. Visit twinsbaseball.com or call 800-33-TWINS and check out all the different types of tours that are available. And the daily schedule. Private tours are available too. Again, go to twinsbaseball.com or call 800-33-TWINS.
Yeah, Ron Gardenhire's seen enough, so he's coming out to make a change.
And Alex Avila will hit against Jeff Manchin. Game, a couple of RBI hits.
Yeah, Ron Coomer showed us earlier about Fielder, how he lets that ball get deep into the strike zone. In the first at bat in the first inning, he got that ball down and then hit it to right field. And then his last time up, you could see the ball in the contact. So Fielder, you look at Cabrera and Fielder, probably the best 1-2 punch in the American League. They're going to hit over 50 home runs combined. They're going to drive in almost, if not over 200 runs. Pretty nice to have those guys out there. And Ron mentioned, too, and I've been mentioning it, 2 guys that want to play. They're out there every day.
Jeff Manship will come in. His numbers really not what he would like. And he's gone back and forth between Rochester and Minnesota, hoping to keep the Twins within range here. It's 4-0. 8 hits allowed by Cole DeVries, including 3 of them to start the 5th inning. So Avila, then Delman Young, and very likely Johnny Peralta here in the 5th. Strike on the outside corner.
Oh, Manship, a lot like DeVries, they have to hit their spots. That fastball right there at 90 miles an hour, they have to get the breaking ball over and then change speeds.
One strike to Avila, with Manship being given a generous outside corner by Jim Wolf. Goes back out there too far this time, 1-1. The Twins just can't seem to get by with a dozen pitchers. Just when the rotation was giving the Twins some consistent innings through the road trip, for most of the road trip. Now a tough homestand in terms of starting pitching. And you've got Denard Span, who is on the active roster, but the Twins haven't wanted to use him the last few games because of his injury situation. So they just can't get down to 12, which would give Ron Gardenhire more flexibility.
Yeah, Jeff Manship, what you want him to do is try to pitch hopefully 3 or 4 innings and take some of the pressure off those guys in the bullpen. But this is his 4th appearance since coming back. That changeup up a little bit. He's worked a total of 8 innings in his 3 previous appearances. He's given up 10 hits and 6 runs. So that's not exactly what you want out of a guy that hopefully will pitch 2 or 3 innings. Put some zeros on the board.
And the game on the line here, it's already 4-0. First and second, nobody out. Manship needs to, he hopes, keep the Tigers from scoring any more here in the 5th. Fastball sailing wide, and it's a full count.
Well, a lot of speed on the base paths in Cabrera and Fielder.
You don't think they'll be going?
I don't think so.
There are a couple guys who can run for Detroit, but speed not a big reason why the Tigers were expected to run away with the division. Popped up, short left field. And Willingham comes in for the first out. Denard Span is the subject of our Sanford Health injury report. Played some catch today. Hopes to return Friday night in Seattle. Span injured here the other day. Trying to make it. It's hard to even call it a diving attempt. It was kind of a flopping attempt.
I was more afraid about that knee that went into the turf than I thought maybe the shoulder was going to be okay as he kind of rolled on it. But hopefully he'll be back soon.
Here's Delman Young. Hit one into the flowers, a 2-run home run last inning. Fouled back. Manship leaving one up. I bet you Denard would tell you now that if you dove for the ball, A, wouldn't have gotten hurt, and B, might have made the catch.
Yeah, he came right there, and then you can see him hit the turf, and then he kind of tumbled right there as the ball lands. You see, but it's amazing, and I mentioned it at that time. I mean, he's hurting, but he still crawls over there and gets the ball back in.
1-1 to Young. 1-2.
Good curveball there by Manship. Jeff, 27 years old, signed by the Twins in 2006 out of the University of Notre Dame. This is his 4th season with the Twins, up and down.
was a year ago today that the Twins traded Delman Young to the Tigers. Drilled to center. And Revere with the catch out number 2. Remember Young's debut. Had a great debut both in the field and at the plate against the Twins. 2 down. Subscribe to MLB.tv today at a reduced price. See the remaining Twins out-of-market games live online and on your favorite devices in HD quality. Visit twinsbaseball.com to order. Get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. Home territory blackout restrictions apply. And by the way, we've added telecasts over the course of the year. I think today's game an added telecast to the schedule. And maybe fans are aware of this, maybe they're not, but this is going to be an incredible year, an unprecedented year for Twins television. 161 of the 162 games will be televised this year.
Yeah, no reason not to watch.
And Revere has another play in center field. Manship gets the job done, getting 3 fly ball outs to keep the game 4-0.
Winner's Circle, where I'm holding $100 here in Minnesota State Lottery scratch-off tickets, and they're for Bob Bardwell right here, who comes to us from Stewartville, Minnesota. Bob is in a wheelchair and has done 100 wheelchair marathons, part of the Ironwood Springs Christian Ranch, and he's brought 50 of his friends here, including his 4 daughters, part of the group here. Bob, 100 wheelchair marathons. How in the world have you done 100 of those?
Well, one at a time over a period of 20 years, Robbie, and finally got to the finish line.
Finally got to yeah, and Bob's known for one line, Dick and Bert. He said, hey, you think doing 100 wheelchair marathons is tough? Try raising 4 daughters. Now that is tough.
Very good. I like Bob's answer. How have you done that? One at a time, Robbie.
One at a time. Just so you got to play games one at a time, right? You got to do marathons one at a time.
That's right.
Well, now Max Scherzer staked to a 4-0 lead. It's just the bottom of the 5th. If the Twins can get something going here against Scherzer, maybe get into the Detroit bullpen, this is still a winnable game. Stewartville, Minnesota, by the way, a little bit north of Racine and straight east of High Forest, Minnesota. A little pop-up, easy catch for Infante. 1 down. AT&T trivia. We're on a pretty good roll here. They all talked about all the telecasts we've had this year.
Yeah, we nailed Deal Palmer last night.
I don't think we missed one yet this year.
Dean Palmer had no chance.
Who are the 3 active players to drive in 100 runs in 9 straight seasons? Well, Miguel Cabrera is one of them. So we've already got the answer right. See, it was always my contention in school, too, that a multiple choice or multiple answer question on any test If you got part of the question right, that should be a correct answer.
I always just did none of the above because I didn't know it anyway.
You didn't know? Well, Pujols has got to be on that list, doesn't he? 9 straight, 100 runs batted in. 2-0 to Casilla. And a strike over the inside corner.
Well, Scherzer has done a better job after 49 pitches in the first 2 innings. The last couple, 3rd and 4th inning, only a total of 28.
And a 3-hopper to Infante, 2 down. 3 singles for the Twins, a couple of walks. Scherzer set down 7 in a row now. Here's Revere, who got a base hit up the middle his last time up. Chipper Jones has done that. 100 RBIs for 9
Boy, he's
straight.
had injury years.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be hard.
I'm trying to think who the third might be. A strike.
How about Alex Rodriguez?
Oh, that's a good guess. If we don't have it nailed, I think we've got it surrounded.
Yeah.
2 strikes to Revere.
Well, Scherzer with a couple walks in the ball game, 7 strikeouts.
Blocked by Avila, 1 and 2. Chopper right side. Fielder has it. Scherzer out at first. I'm not even sure Scherzer touched the bag, and now Revere limps his way up the line. So the Twins go down 1-2-3. A very close play at first. /fan guide to register for a chance to win a VIP experience for 2 to a 2012 World Series game presented by Scott's, the official lawn care company of MLB. Good to see Ben Revere out there. And another look at the play at first base, and a dangerous looking play.
Yeah, watch this bang bang play. Ben going to the outer half of that first base bag with his right ankle. Look at it twist right there. Thank goodness he's okay.
Oh my.
But he's all right. He's out in center field.
Still hurts just to watch it.
Yeah, the trainer came out, Gardy came out, he ran a little bit and said he's all right.
So still 4-0. Jeff Manship got the Twins off the field in the 5th inning, getting 3 fly ball outs, and now Infante, Berry, and Jackson. There's a bunt, foul. 1 strike. Now 1-1. Cole DeVries went 4 innings plus, giving up 8 hits, 4 earned runs, 2 home runs. Swing and a miss, 1-2. And DeVries coming off a very short outing against the Rays earlier in this homestand, just an inning and a third with 8 runs allowed, 7 earned.
I just left too many pitches in the hit zone around the, just up.
Mastroianni will take care of this. 1 down. Potentially devastating news for the San Francisco Giants. Just announced a few moments ago, Melky Cabrera has been suspended 50 games for testing positive for testosterone. Leads the National League in hits, 2nd in hitting to Andrew McCutchen. Leading the league in runs scored. And Cabrera, who had a good year last year with Kansas City, and then we all thought a career year this year, is going to have that year aborted with a 50-game suspension. Wow. Giants in the playoff hunt for their lives, along with the Dodgers, tied for first place in the National League West. And Berry spanks a single to left.
Yeah, the Giants have played 117 games on the year. And they're tied with the Dodgers.
Which means he'll be done for the rest of the regular season.
Yep.
Melky Cabrera again suspended 50 games. Diamondbacks playing 500 baseball, so they're marginally in the hunt. But the Giants in the chase for the division lead and a wild card spot, and now their best player all year long, Melky Cabrera, is going to have to be out for the rest of the regular season. And I don't know what the collective bargaining agreement says about suspensions that would go through the end of the regular season, whether it then would be extended into the postseason or whether the remaining games would be served. Would seem unfair to allow him to participate in the postseason. So my guess is, and I don't know this, but my guess is the leftover games would be extended then into the postseason too.
Yeah, I'm not sure how they work that. If the Giants say we're to go to the World Series, and what is it, say about 10 games, he's at 167, so 162 would be 5. If they go extra 5 games in postseason, does that count, or is it just regular season games?
You know, and while that's disturbing news, you don't like the best players in the game being out of the game for any reason, injury or whatever. Within all this, I think there's the satisfaction of knowing that the testing system is working.
Working, yes.
And if someone is cheating, they will be caught, and we'll have to deal with the financial and embarrassment, that the financial hit and the embarrassment that's associated with being caught.
I just don't understand it. Today's game, no matter what sport, if you're going to do something, put something in your body that might be illegal, or you think it's legal, why don't you take it to the trainer, take it to your doctor, team doctor, and say, hey, can I put this in my system?
Well, this doesn't sound like anything that there was any doubt about. Testosterone, I mean, that's one of the things that you know, they're trying to added to testosterone. They're trying to keep it out of the game for performance enhancing reasons. 1-1 to Austin Jackson. right field corner. Mastroianni. There's no play. One and two with Infante retired. Berry at first. Manship trying to put up another 0 here in the 6th.
Yeah, again, keep an eye on Berry at first base. He's 15 for 15 in stolen base attempts.
They pitch out. So I'm sure the Melky Cabrera thing will make headlines in the Bay Area. One can only wonder what the headlines might have read if they'd have had this testing policy in baseball 10 years ago out in the Bay Area. There's a strike on the outside corner. Jackson will head back to the dugout, 2 down.
Yeah, Manship picks up a big strikeout, his first.
The Our Family section has ticket availability for upcoming games at Target Field against the Mariners. There's a 4-game homestand coming up at the end of this month. You can get a ticket in the alcohol-free section, receive a free Schweigert hot dog and Pepsi. For pricing and details on the Our Family section presented by Fox Sports North, please visit twinsbaseball.com or call 800-33-TWINS. Here's Andy Dirks. Manship tickles the outside corner, strike one.
In a way, Bob Bardwell up in our booth right here. He's not good enough to come up and visit us, but we'll see in July of 1973, paralyzed from the waist down, resulting in a heavy construction accident. And my thoughts and prayers go to you, but also the determination that you have to do what you've been able to do since that accident. Unbelievable. You're a credit to a lot of people. That's great. Great attitude.
1-1 to Andy Dirks.
You've touched a lot of people's lives, believe me. Thank you.
A check of Berry at first. Manship with 4 fly ball outs. The strikeout of Jackson. Twins haven't generated much offensively, just 3 hits, no runs so far. Manship trying to keep the Twins in the ball game. Mauer tried to shift and maybe snap a throw to first, but I think he bumped into home plate umpire Jim Wolf.
Yeah, you know what? Manship doing a good job of keeping Berry at first base. Again, very quick, but Manship very quick home too. Even though he brings that knee up a little bit, very quick delivery home.
There goes the runner, and the pitch swung on and missed. Bauer's throw on one hop, not in time, and oversliding the bag. Berry reaches back to complete a stolen base.
His 16th stolen base in 16 attempts. Got a pretty good jump right there. Joe's throw, 1 hops. And Carroll tried to keep the tag on him. Well, that dirt must be really slick, because we've seen a lot of runners slide past the bag.
Looks to be another fly ball out here. Ben Revere makes the catch to end the 6th inning. It's still 4-0.
The Twins trail by 4, but the Twins did this morning make a major announcement in the crew atrium at Target Field that the Twins radio broadcasts are moving from 1500 ESPN Radio over to K-Twin, which will be the new radio home of the Twins. First time in team history, they will be on the FM dial. The signal's going to be stronger. It's going to go to a lot more people. It's going to be easier to listen to. It's going to be crisp, and it's going to be clear. Other programming will remain on AM 1500, but Corey Provis, Dan Glenn still going to remain the radio voices of the Minnesota Twins, Dick and Bert. So a lot of good news that the Twins are moving to K-Twin, and their studios will be moved over to the Ford Center right across from Target Field. So more ways to get good programming and listen to the Twins on the radio.
Thank you very much, Robbie. Yes, congratulations to that move.
Darren Mastroianni will lead things off for the Twins in the 6th. Ball 1, now ball 2. Mastroianni, Mauer, and Willingham in the 6th. Twins trying to ambush the Tigers here. They've done all the scoring here, 4-0. And a strike, 2-1. Mastroianni with an infield hit right after Ben Revere had been thrown out trying to steal. Mastroianni hit a little chopper, and Peralta didn't field it cleanly. Missing the inside corner, 3-1.
Well, Scherzer with a couple walks in the ball game. They came early in the 2nd inning. First 2 batters he faced, Morneau and Domet, but then he struck out the side after that. And he has found the release point ever since.
Foul back, 3-2. You know, one thing we see when Verlander's pitching, and we've seen it here from Scherzer, velocity 98, even 99 miles per hour, but it seems to come easy for him. It doesn't look like he's overexerting out there at all. That was 95.
Yep.
1 down.
And strikeout number 8.
And now for the CenturyLink high-speed pitch.
Well, Scherzer at 99 cold degrees, 4+ innings at 91.
In your prime, were you a, what, 94, 95 guy, you think?
Yeah, on a good day. I was usually 91 to 93 in that range.
Okay. Here's Mauer.
And I kind of maintained that throughout my career. I know what in Anaheim in 1992, I still was able to get the ball up to about 90, 91, but very seldom at that time. Nors, it was more 87, 88 with hopefully a little movement because of the innings pitched and everything. But, you know, some guys are just blessed. Again, you look at Scherzer, you see it's coming how he off that pitching rubber. You know, early on, I think he was rushing a little bit. Now he's putting that foot into that starting block pretty much. And then right there, that's where he takes off, and then the arm speed. You almost see, I said, he's a guy that once he lets that ball go, he does almost like a little hop at the end.
2-1 to Mauer.
Utilize that pitching rubber the best you can. See the turf toe or tough toe.
And a 3-hopper to second. And Fonte to fielder. 2 down. That'll bring up Willingham at first, the answer to our AT&T trivia question.
Well, there's one of them right there. And then you said Pujols, and I said Rodriguez. Big carryover.
Aren't you tired of being right?
No, not at all. That helps you and Ron on the road trip. There you go.
A couple of carryover points.
Look at that. 13 straight seasons for Rodriguez. And then the injuries slowed that down.
Here's Willingham with the bases empty. Strike at the knees.
Well, it was Doug Fister last night that pretty much shut the door on the Twins. The runs that they got were unearned, even though Willingham hit the 3-run home run. And here this afternoon, Max Scherzer giving up only 3 hits, 3 singles, 8 strikeouts, a couple walks, with 2 outs here in the 6th inning.
2 strikes. Scherzer just delivered an easy 96-mile-per-hour fastball.
And that was his 100th pitch.
Sinker at 88. Check swing, 2-2. Tough homestand for the Twins in terms of starting pitchers faced. You know, there really is no soft spot on the Tampa Bay rotation. That's why a lot of people are beginning to think they've got a good chance as anybody of getting 2 and then succeeding in the playoffs, even though their lineup has had some issues. Willingham strikes out. And the same thing here in this Detroit series. No, the Twins aren't facing Verlander, but they do have to face Fister and Scherzer.
In the first inning on a first pitch from Cole DeVries with 2 outs. It's a home run the other way. And then Delman Young hitting a 2-run home run in the 4th inning off of DeVries. Cabrera getting another RBI single, that in the 5th to account for the 4 runs that Tigers have been able to put on the board.
And so Cabrera will lead off the 7th against Jeff Manship, who's done a nice job in relief of Cole DeVries. Manship's given up just 1 hit. He's faced 7 batters, gotten 5 outfield fly ball outs. Cabrera singled in the 4th Detroit run in the 7th and the 5th inning. And Manship hits the outside corner. Manship, of course, back and forth. He won a couple of games down in Rochester. And in the last inning break, I just went out inside the booth and ran into Jim Rance, the Twins farm director. And he said last night David Bromberg won the ball game for Rochester. And Rochester's done a nice job with all the people going back and forth from AAA up here and from AA up to AAA. And Bromberg last night became the 23rd pitcher to win a ball game for the Rochester Red Wings. 23 different winning pitchers. That's incredible.
Yeah, it really is. I counted it the other day, about 3-4 days ago. There might be more, but there were 33 different pitchers down at the Rochester level, up and down, of course.
1 hopper. Kloof sets and fires to Morneau.
If you're the pitching coach there, you don't know their names. You go, hey, you.
Bobby Cuellar, yeah, saying, hey, whoever you are, don't do that again. Twins announced this morning that they're moving to the FM radio dial in 2013 for the first time in history. Dan Gladden's voice, and Corey Provis's too, but Corey's a professional, but Dan Gladden in particular, his voice, well, you know what I mean. I mean, Corey, let me explain myself. Anyway, they're going to FM. Read about it on Tyler Mason's FoxSportsNorth.com column. What I'm trying to say, and I'll say it better the 3rd or 4th time than the first time I tried to say it. Dan Gladden's a former player, much like yourself. He wasn't trained to be a broadcaster.
Yeah, remember that when I mess up.
He's an outstanding analyst.
Yes, he is.
But his career highlight is not doing games on radio. He won 2 World Series with the Twins.
Yes, he did.
Your career highlight, I know, is not working with me.
Oh, yes, it is. Don't fool yourself.
Takes down and away a ball. Anyway, they're moving to FM starting next year. Fielder with a pair of singles. See, now I can say that. I mean, the highlight of my career has been being able to do these games and working with you.
Oh, you've worked with some Hall of Famers. You know, Harmon.
Yeah.
Worked for Kitty Cott. Wow.
Almost fouled it off his front leg, and it goes into the seats instead. Two and two to Fielder. Tommy John was my partner for a couple of years. Fielder will go to first. I'm trying to see if I can name. Well, no, we'll do that for another time. I'll write a book.
Yeah, he worked for a lot of them. See Fielder just kind of dropping the arm right there. They tried to go back inside again.
Looked down to make sure the ball was okay.
Throw the ball out. That's like I remember I hit Don Baylor one time. You know, Baylor did exactly what Fielder did. The ball stuck there, and he just kind of tossed it back to me.
One and 0 to Avila. 1 for 3, a run scored.
Don Baylor he took a lot of pride in getting hit. Wouldn't move.
And now 2-0. Twins trying to milk a third inning out of Manship here in the 7th.
Twins have not turned a double play yet. A good time for one right here. A little bit of run on that ball, like a sink ball, just kind of tailing away from Avila. That's the pitch you want him to swing at, so maybe he would hit a ground ball. Just get it down a little bit lower.
Fox Tracks brought to you by Carrier. There's a ground ball to second. Avila's not running well, so they'll just get one anyway. Casilla had a long throw going over to his left to pick up the ground ball, 2 down.
Yeah, and that play like that as a middle infielder, all you want to do is make sure you get the lead runner. And Casilla has to go to his left right there. The throw a little bit low, and Carroll, as a shortstop, you don't anticipate every throw being right at your chest. So Carroll did a good job of getting near the bag. The throw was low, still able to put the foot on the bag for the force out.
Here's Delman Young. Down and away, ball 1. Not much daytime action in baseball today. Foul. One other day game in the American League, Tampa Bay and Seattle. Mariners with a busted save opportunity from Fernando Rodney came back and beat the Rays last night. Also on the West Coast, Irvin Santana for the Angels against Roberto Hernandez of the Indians. We used to know him as Fausto Carmona.
Yep.
He's gotten out of his legal issues in the Dominican Republic. He served a 3-week suspension by Major League Baseball for false identity, and he left the Indians as a 28-year-old as Fausto Carmona, and he returns as Roberto Hernandez at the ripe old age of 31.
Didn't the Indians give him 3 birthday cakes for the 3 birthdays they missed?
Came back from the Dominican, and he's going to start serving his suspension, and they presented him with 3 birthday cakes for the 3 birthdays that.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Jeff Gray getting loose.
2-2 to Young. You come back after a different identity, after having your identity change.
To wipe out all your stats.
Yeah. I mean, if he
it's
had
like you're a rookie again.
If he had a really good year, could he be considered for the Rookie Pitcher of the Year if they still had the award?
Name-wise, yes.
Full count. Runner at first goes, and Young strikes out.
Good pitch. Good job by Manchik.
3 scoreless innings. The Twins still find themselves down 4-0. From McDonald's, any size is just $1. By AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. And by Toyota, hurry in for big savings during Toyota's nationwide clearance event going on now. 4-0 Tigers. Twins hoping to come back, win this series. Again, the Tigers have lost their last 5 road series, 2-1. The problem is the guy on the mound.
Well, last night it was the problem with the guy on the mound. Doug Fister, he worked 7 innings, had 103 pitches. Here this afternoon, Max Scherzer, 103 pitches. He's starting his 7th inning of work. A lot of times, you see the pitch count. He's near 100. Boy, take him out. Fister last night, Jim Leland let him go 1 more, take a little more pressure off the bullpen, and Scherzer out there to pitch maybe 1 more inning.
Driven to the gap in left center field. And down for a hit. It'll be an extra base hit with Morneau going to second base. So the Twins get a leadoff hit, a leadoff extra base hit here in the 7th.
Yeah, Scherzer had retired 11 straight up until this double by Justin. A fastball away. And good hitting by Morneau. You can see Avila wanted it away. Got too much of the plate. Justin taking it the other way. The speedy Berry in left field. Gets it on the 1 hop and gets it back in.
Here's Doman. He's walked and lined out to right. And a liner softly hit to the shortstop Peralta, 1 down. That's what I was saying before. I don't know if Jim Leland from time to time has complained about an overworked bullpen. He won't get any sympathy from anybody within the division if around baseball at all because of who he has out there. Verlander, Fister, and Scherzer. innings eaters and game after game, time after time through the rotation. He's getting more innings out of his rotation than anybody else.
Well, you know what, and that's a good thing, and that's what you want. You know, you win, you get to versus, and those are the three guys right there that will get, you know, and those are the guys that'll go deep into the ball game and save that bullpen when September comes, so the bullpen isn't worn out.
Bloof has struck out twice against Scherzer, and he takes strike one. Blocked by Avila, 1-1.
See, I think you can do it with Pfister, Scherzer, and Verlander, but Porcello is still young, so I think he's that guy that they kind of, okay, if you can give me 7 good innings at your 100, okay, then we'll maybe set you down. These guys, they're more warriors, I think, and I'm not downgrading Porcello in any way, shape, or form, but to be a young kid and watch these guys go about their business late in the game, that'll be fun to watch. I was fortunate because I came up when complete games were almost every other game. It was Jim Cott, Jim Perry.
1-2 now to Bloof. Bloof still looking for that first hit since his return to the lineup. Lifted foul into the seats. Twins trying to take advantage of Morneau's leadoff double. 1 out, 1-2 to Bloof. Again, Scherzer spins Avila around.
But we've seen the velocity the same here in the 7th inning after 110 pitches than we did in the 1st inning with that fastball.
That could be an Olympic event.
The old spin around?
Synchronized catcher spinning. Leader to the right side, cut off by Infante. Bloof retired. Morneau to third base. 2 down.
Well, Max Scherzer, he has been on today. Now, at the beginning of the game, he was a little bit on the wild side, but boy, he has settled in very nicely. 9 strikeouts in the ball game. Guy that earlier this year had a 15 strikeout game. Scherzer, when he's able to get strike one, the Twins are 0-13 in their at-bats against him. 13 of 25, first pitch strikes.
Here's Carroll. Well, the Twins only have 4 hits, so they're hitting batting average isn't very good when he hasn't delivered strike one. 1-0. Carroll 0 for 2, a strikeout. And a pop up to second. We've referenced after the fact the trip to the mound in the middle of the Doman plate appearance in the 2nd inning. And, I mean, Scherzer was all over the place, and Jeff Jones made a trip out there. He hadn't walked anybody since.
No.
So that's a really good trip to the mound.
I think might have been the conversation he had with Cabrera.
1-1, and Carroll fouls it to the screen. I forget the pitching coach. It's his third baseman that straightened him out. Huh?
Well, when it's your day to pitch, you are a different breed anyway. And I think what we saw was Scherzer and Cabrera trying to have fun with him, and Scherzer very intense, you know, and got upset a little bit. And I know after the ball game they'll talk about it probably and have fun, laugh at each other about it, but not in the heat of battle.
1-2 to Carroll. 2-2.
This after the second inning, after he walked the first two batters and struck out the side. Cabrera trying to have some fun with him, and Scherzer didn't want to have fun at that moment. But Cabrera, like a big cat, he just said, you know what, I'm going to have fun no matter what I say.
Carroll takes a breaking ball.
And he knew it.
3.
Strikeout number 10.
Twins get a lead-off double from Morneau, but leave him at third base. It's still 4-0.
Kind of a lot like me. You like to have a good time. 25 guys together, and you know what? I think we got you last year having a little fun.
Yeah, I think that was you. You were in Cooperstown being elected in the Hall of Fame at this time. So, yeah, I
appreciate you doing that for me.
That's a little bit bigger than the ones I've seen you do.
Fire in the hole.
Yeah, no kidding. That's it's always fun, and there's always little tricks and stuff that that always go on behind the scenes that nobody usually sees, but. Long season, and we're all like family. You got to have fun.
Well, it's so true, and Justin Verlander, one of those guys that enjoys, the time off when he's not pitching, but kind of like me, when that day was there for you to pitch, you were ready.
As I said last night, nothing more dangerous in baseball than a starting pitcher with too much time on his hands.
That was Don Kelly that he got, or currently Don Kelly down in AAA, so Justin can probably walk around and feel like I'm okay right now, but I'm sure Don Kelly will get him back.
Jeff Gray comes into the ball game to pitch to Johnny Peralta. 3 good innings for Jeff Manship.
Yes, very, very good for Jeff Manship. 3 innings, only 1 hit allowed with a couple strikeouts.
1 strike to Peralta. Infante and Berry will follow.
Jeff Gray worked here on Monday night. 1 shutout inning through 15 pitches. 11 were strikes.
Check swing, 1-1. Just getting a note from Dustin Morse of the Twins Media Relations Department. Those of you who follow Twins baseball on a daily basis, watch most of the telecasts and all that, there's been a scoring change back in Cleveland. And the Twins were in Cleveland on the last last road trip. 2-2. Remember the ball when the ball was deflected on the mound, and Tsuyoshi Nishioka made a backhanded play and tried to flip it to second base, and the ball rolled. They've given Shin-Soo Choo now a base hit on that. So they've taken an error away from Nishioka. Swing and a foul.
Boy, he's going to like hearing that down in Rochester. No, I remember the play because he dove for it, but to me, that's still a play that he has to be able to get the ball. He had plenty of time to get the force out at second base. So I disagree with that.
Well, the error was taken away. It was still a mistake. How about if we put it that way? 2-2. Joe Torre actually troubling himself with these things these days. Here's Peralta hooking one into the corner. It goes all the way to the corner. I think a fan touched it. Yep. So it'll be a double. They'll leave Peralta at second base with a leadoff double in the 8th.
Yeah, high breaking ball, something up right there from Gray, and Peralta kind of tommyhawked that ball down the left field line. Peralta with his second double. See how ball just kind of hung right there. And fans, over that railing get a chance to reach over and don't want them to interfere, but it's a double for Peralta.
Here is Infante. Remember the $5 you owed me after the bet last night?
Yes.
You want to go double or nothing? That Infante will get Peralta to third base here? Double or nothing?
Okay.
I bet you last night that it would take
I bet I didn't take that.
Jose Valverde more than 7 minutes to finish off.
Why would I take that? Take 7 minutes between pitches.
Over the inside corner, a strike, 1-1.
I think if it's, a 1-0 ball game, somewhere like that, 2-0, I think Infante is trying to, definitely hit the ball the other way. But I think with a 4-0 lead, I think he's trying to knock them in right here.
Sometimes managers talk about always trying to get that 5th run of a lead so that a grand slam can't tie the game. Well, it's a moot point. He gets a base hit to right field.
He's going to do more than get him to third.
You owe me $10.
No. He got him to home.
I said
you
at
said
least,
to third base.
At least third base.
I believe you said to third base.
So another Tiger run, and it's 5-0.
Well, Infante picking up his first hit, driving in his 10th run since coming over from the Marlins. Inside out swing. See, he's still trying to, even if it's a ground ball, it's the other way. But he gets rewarded with an RBI base hit.
Here's Quinton Berry. One 1-0.
11 hits for the Tigers. Everybody has at least one hit except for the guy on deck, Austin Jackson, 0 for 4 so far. Berry with a base hit in his last at bat in the 6th, and then stole second.
Lazy fly to left. Willingham under it, and that's out number 1. If you act right now, you can get a steal of a deal when the Twins host Kansas City Wednesday night, September 12th. For a limited time, you can get right field bleacher tickets for the low price of $14. Deal against the Royals is only available for a limited time, and you can get it by logging on to twinsbaseball.com or by calling 800-33-TWINS. There are some other great ticket offers to check out as well. One down. Here's Austin Jackson. And there's ball 1. We want to pass along birthday wishes to former Twins manager Tom Kelly, who has a birthday today.
Happy birthday, TK.
Might be celebrating on a golf course someplace in the Twin Cities area. Lifted to right and hit pretty well. Mastroianni back near the track, out number 2.
Is it September 10th that they're retiring his number?
It's a good question. It sounds right. I don't have the date written down here, but that sounds about right. I know a lot of his former players are going to make the effort to be here from out of town. Going to come here for that special event when Tom Kelly has the number 10 retired here.
Looking forward to that. September 8th, we were told. Saturday, September 8th.
Okay.
It'll be a lot of fun. Honoring a great man, great manager. And the Cleveland Indians are in town that Saturday.
Dirks the batter.
I can't wait for TK's speech. Okay, thank you very much. Let's just go play ball. That's it.
Let's get the game started.
Yep.
One strike to Dirks. There's another guy that's going to be in my book whenever I write it. Someone that I worked with. Worked with Tom on the telecast.
Yes, you did.
Last couple of years.
You sure did, Richard.
2 strikes.
Gotta let that fly.
You know, I tried once to refer to him as Thomas, and it just didn't sound right. And then I thought too, well, maybe, you know, when you would rejoin us, I'd, you know, reference you as Rick Albert.
Rick Albert, yeah.
And that didn't
That's
sound right
okay.
either. That didn't sound right though. 2 strikes to Andy Dirks.
Ray trying to get the final out here. He has given up a run here in the 8th inning. This will be his 16th pitch.
And he struck him out.
That's a good one.
So the Tigers get another run, and I got another $5 in the kitty.
Out today with a good performance after a slow start, and on Twins Live presented by CenturyLink, we'll talk about Max Scherzer and his sharpness. It took him 49 pitches to get through the first 2 innings, and he ends up going 7 shutout for the Detroit Tigers today. Ron Gardenhire's post-game comments, you'll get them directly out of his office as you normally do. And then our instructional today with our panel of experts today, it's Ron Coomer. We're calling it grip it and rip it, and what that means is preparing to hit. So for all those young baseball players out there who may be watching the ball game right now, it's a chance to get yourself in good condition, in good shape, and be prepared when you enter the batter's box to hit. And you'll learn that from a guy who played 10 big league seasons and also made a Major League Baseball All-Star team immediately after the game. Dick Kramer.
Well, I don't know, what are they going to do with you in the instructional?
I have a flight to catch, so I could go home. So, you know, I'm going to stay with you up here as we do the post game.
Octavio Dotel will come out of the
and
pen.
I'll bet you $10 I catch my flight.
Casilla, Revere, and Mastroianni will hit here.
Well, what a great job by Max Scherzer settling down and striking out 10 batters in the ball game. Fourth time this season he's had 10 strikeouts or more in a ball game. 7 shutout innings. Octavio Dotel coming in. He's making his 40th relief appearance.
And up and away, 2-0.
Dotel in his 13th different uniform at the major league level.
It's a record. And a strike, 2-1.
Dotel, even at 38 years old, still pretty good fastball.
Dotel was warming up way back in the third or fourth inning, and warming up again to come into the game in the 8th.
Dotel from the Dominican Republic first came up with the Mets back in 1999.
Three and 2 to Casilla. Twins with just 4 hits. Revere's got one of them. Solid single to center back in the 3rd inning. And fouled back.
Oh, nice grab by the fan down here. Brought his glove.
Beautiful day for baseball. Unfortunately, the Twins haven't been able to get much done offensively. Hit pretty well to left center field. Shielding his eyes from the sun is Berry, and he makes the catch. 1 down. One down.
Well, that's not a factor here as the Berry used his glove to shield that sun. Ball hit in the air. You can see where the shadow is right behind Berry. He makes the catch. Beautiful sun shining down on beautiful Target Field.
Here's Ben Revere. Had a long at bat and ended up striking out looking in the first. Single to center in the 3rd, was thrown out trying to steal. And then hit a ground ball to Fielder. And on a close play, Revere was retired and he sprained his ankle. There's a drive to center. Jackson is not going to get there. Revere, sprained ankle and all, is headed for 3rd.
And he pretty much stayed on his feet. No somersault or anything. A triple for Ben Revere. That's his 4th triple of the year. Still exciting to watch a triple. Ben giving his fastball a ride over the head of Jackson in center field. Then it's off to the races. Seeing that Jackson can't get it, they find an extra gear. Usually starts right about there. Fun to watch.
Mastroianni drops one down the right field line. Into the seats, 1 strike. Mastroianni with an infield hit, bookended by a pair of strikeouts. Fastball up, and Mastroianni fouls it to the screen.
Well, no team wants to be shut out, and Mastroianni got a chance here to pick up an RBI, put the Twins on the board. Twins have been shut out 7 times this year.
Just off the plate was reading this morning, the Oakland A's, good as they are, 7 games above 500 in the middle of the wild card hunt. They've been shut out 12 times this year. One and two. Foul.
Well, that breaking ball hung right there, and they're just a little out front, hitting it sharply, but foul.
Some issues for the Tigers with their bullpen. Both Koch and Benoit warming up has struggled. Brian Villarreal's come up with a bum elbow. He had struggled over the last couple of weeks. Up and away, 2-2.
It's a bullpen that has some age, especially the right-handers. Said Dotel, 38 years old. Benoit, 35. Jose Valverde at 34.
Breaking ball lifted foul. Over to our right. Three and two. Mauer on deck. Well, the Twins finally got Scherzer out of the game. Now a 1-out triple by Revere. Full count to Mastroianni, and some of the fans here may be wondering what if Twins could put together a rally here in the 8th inning. Foul tip, and Avila hangs on, out number 2.
And Dotel gets a strikeout. Well, he had a couple pitches to hit in that at bat. He hit a couple foul hard, but right there got a piece of the fastball, but it deflects right into the glove of Avila.
Twins strikeouts. Another game for the Tigers where they have struck out 10 or more in a game. And Mastroianni's gone down 3 times on strikes. Here's Bauer. A single, a strikeout, and a ground ball to second. Strike one. Breaking ball for strike 2.
Came around the corner, started outside, came back over the plate.
Two strikes to Mauer. And a base hit to center, and the Twins are on the board. Jackson fields it in deep center field. Mauer has an RBI single, and it's 5-1.
Good hitting right there by Mauer. Fastball middle in. He just fought it off and hit into right center. Well, Dotel got ahead of him and then tried to go back inside, but Joe, quick hands and all, delivers an RBI single. So the Twins are on the board, 5-1.
And now Willingham might be the last man Dotel is asked to face. Popped up, back and out of play. Willingham with a ground ball, a fly ball, and a strikeout.
Just looking at Dotel, 13 different uniforms he's worn at the major league level. Never the same one twice. He never came back to a club.
13 different teams.
Different teams, yeah. I mean, a lot of times you'll see, a guy maybe, start with the Mets and then somewhere later on the Mets bring him back.
Right.
But once he leaves the club, he's done with them.
2 strikes to Willingham. Got him with a fastball. So Dotel gives up a run. Twins are on the board. Stay tuned for the Gander Mountain weekend weather update for Twins territory. Ben Revere scoring a run. He's got a couple of hits. But the Tigers have a 5-1 lead, threatening to take the series 2-1.
Yeah, again, good starting pitching the last couple days for the Detroit Tigers this afternoon was Max Scherzer, 7 very good innings. A couple walks, they came in the second inning, and then 10 strikeouts. Glenn Perkins coming in, making his 52nd relief appearance. He last worked on Sunday afternoon against the Tampa Bay Rays.
To right field, Mastroianni comes in. Cabrera quickly retired, 1 down.
Well, this copyrighted telecast presented by the authority of the Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins, LLC.
So 1 down on the 9th, and here's Prince Fielder. One strike to Fielder. Twins close out the home schedule against the Tigers in late September. Weekend before that, they're in Detroit for the last time. Grounder through the hole to right. So Fielder's reached 4 times today, with 3 singles and a walk.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You know, Fielder plays every game only because, he's a great player, but he handles left-handers just as well as right-handers. Came into that at bat hitting .288 against left-handed pitchers.
Avila with a single in 4 trips. Ball 1. Swing and a miss, 1-1.
Good fastball by Perkins there at 94. Perkins in his 7th season with the Twins, came up in 2006.
One and two.
Another good fastball at 95. Last two fastballs, Avila a little tardy. See if they go after him again. Another good fastball.
Double play ground.
There we go.
Carroll shovels to Casilla. Double play. That takes care of the Tigers in the ninth. Twins, as they did last night, need 4 runs to tie. It's 5-1. Jimmy John's delivery of the game again going to the Detroit starting pitcher.
Yeah, Jimmy John's delivery of the game was Max Scherzer. 7 very good innings, only 4 hits allowed, 3 singles, and a double to Morneau in the 7th inning. A couple walks, 10 strikeouts. He's looking for his 12th win of the year.
Well, I stand corrected. Josh Willingham hit a 3-run home run. He was the delivery of the game last night. But Doug Fister pitched a great ball game.
Yes, he did.
And now Joaquin Benoit comes out of the Tiger bullpen.
Benoit worked here on Monday night. Threw 18 pitches, 11 for strikes. 2/3 of an inning, did give up a couple hits and a run.
He did not, however, give up a home run, which has been a real problem for him. He'll face Morneau, Doman, and Plouffe.
All right, rally hats are on. Let's go, guys.
Morneau with a walk and a double in 3 plate appearances. Strike on the outside corner. One and one.
Benoit with a fastball in a low 90s, sharp slider, very good changeup. He's in his 2nd season with the Tigers, 12th major league season. There's that in front. There's that changeup.
1-2.
Talked about him the other night. You know, he was with the Texas Rangers forever, and then finally he had that surgery. Rangers kind of let him go. He signed with the Rays, the Tampa Bay Rays, as a free agent. Had a great year for the Rays. Rays couldn't sign him. Then he signed a 3-year contract with the Tigers. 3 nasty pitches right there. That last pitch, a 94. And Morneau swings through it for a strikeout.
One down, and they bring up Brian Doman.
"13 strikeouts for the Tigers pitching staff this afternoon against the Twins."
And again, they've had a lot of games like that, which you would expect with the likes of Scherzer and Verlander taking the ball every 5th day.
Yes, it's pretty nice on your defense if your staff can strike out half of the batters they face.
1 strike to Doman.
Doman, the only one in the lineup that has not struck out yet.
And he's in a tough spot now. It's 0-2.
Benoit, 35 years old, from the Dominican Republic, originally signing with the Rangers back in 1996. Came up with the Rangers in 2001. And now every starter for the Twins has struck out. Benoit picking up his 2nd straight strikeout.
Two down. Trevor Plouffe, last hope for the Twins. Plouffe has struck out twice and bounced to second. Eleven games played prior to today between Detroit and Minnesota. Twins winning 5, losing 6. The Twins are 1 out away from trailing in the season series 7 games to 5.
I want to see Trevor get a hit right here. Looking for his first hit since his return.
To miss the time that he missed and just a couple of games at AAA, didn't get a hit there on the rehab assignment. It'd take a while, you'd think, for Plouffe to get locked in.
A lot of extra batting practice. And, you know, with that thumb, hopefully that allows him to do that.
That, to me, would be the concern. You've got to try to nurse this injured area along, but, you know, to practice and go through the sessions with Joe Vavra, it does take time, and it does take, your hands take some punishment when you practice.
Yes, sure do.
3-0 with Carroll on deck. Anthony's.
Now, I just saw that fastball right there at 93. 3-1, 4-run lead. You would think he's got to give him another fastball. Throw it for a strike. Doesn't want to walk him. Fastball away. Let's see if Trevor can hit this ball hard somewhere.
Foul tip, 3-2. Out at 95. Carroll hoping for a chance. Crack to left, but Berry is there.
Well, he hit it hard right at the Berry and left.
Anthony LaPanta, not a good homestand for the Twins with just 1 win. And the Tigers win a series here again in Minnesota.
Detroit's now won 13 of the last 16 games here at Target Field. Max Scherzer diced up the Twins today. We'll show you why he was so effective. We'll also show you how to get prepared to hit in our instructional. We'll hear from Gardy next on Twins Live.